How'd I get here? Hello, everybody. It's Jeff from VW Ricks. We have Matt joining just now, slightly late by 30 seconds. Hello, sir.
The wizard is never late. He always arrives exactly when he means to.
Okay. Who's the wizard? So we're still waiting for someone? Is that what you're saying?
No, you said I arrived 30 seconds late. I was just saying a wizard arrives whenever he means to.
Yeah, but I was asking when the wizard was arriving. Although you do have the look of a wizard. You do have the look of a wizard.
I'm the wizard.
We need to get you a little hat. Not like a baseball cap, but
pointy hat.
A pointy hat, yes.
We have one in the basement. We have a wizard hat in the basement. Thomas wore it for Halloween one year.
So. Sweet. So yeah, welcome. Hello, Matt. How's it going?
Good.
Good. There's not a lot of Lego news this week. So we'll talk about Lego creating a Book Nook theme inadvertently because 3 Book Nook sets have come out in the past month or have been announced in the past month, which is kind of strange if you ask me. But
why do you hate books, Jeff?
I don't hate books. I don't have a book. I wouldn't display. I wouldn't buy a Book Nook.
We talk about new parts.
Oh, pick a brick wall?
Yeah.
Have they got the new figures yet from July or June?
A bird told me maybe Friday.
Oh, okay.
But nothing. A few of them are showing up online. People are posting pictures of them, so they are making their way out.
Yeah. So for those that you don't know, there is pictures of the June build a minifig figures. There is a bright light blue classic space torso and legs, which now means that with exception for the wrong color green, you could build the Everyone is Awesome set with all classic space torsos. We don't have a helmet yet for light blue or the bright light blue or air tank, but I'm assuming that'll come at some point. But yeah, Matt's got his North Star hat on, which is a hat company that makes hats. See, I'm learning about hat culture, even though I don't really care.
It's Noble North, it's a Canadian company. I want to say in the London, Ontario area.
Yeah, sorry, I thought North Star was the actual name of the company. I knew they were a hat company at least. Anyways, and I have actually heard about Noble North before. You've mentioned it. I have heard of that.
Yeah, we were talking about when I was coming up for Bricks and Sticks. I was looking up their address, and they actually don't have a retail storefront, so it's all online. So,
gotcha.
But they're super cool. Like I tag them every time I share one of their hats, and they had a special hat pack that came out, and I did not order it. It was hats for the 4 elements: earth, air, wind, fire. And I missed it, and I was really sad because I thought it was gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And then they reissued it with some slight color tweaks. And I went through and I clicked all 4 of the hats into my bin to order. And then they messaged me 24 hours later and said, "Did you know that we actually have 4 hats that are all in your size?" Because on the individual level, 2 of my hats, my favorite size was sold out. So I got one that was the next closest size. And they said, you can buy the 4-pack and it saves you $40. And I'm like, yes. It's so
cool.
They were super nice, way above and beyond expectations for any kind of retail outlet. And so I have nothing but great things to say about them. They make great designs. I think their artistry is top notch and the quality is very good on the hat. So I'm a huge fan of Noble North.
Cool. Just for the record, I'm not feeling 100%. I've had a bit of not really an upset stomach. It's just it doesn't feel right. Okay. And I've got a bit of a headache today, so we might cut it short. We'll see how I'm doing. I'm also standing here in Janie's Lego room. As mentioned, last week we're in a different location this week because I'm helping her out with some stuff. So I'm standing here in front of a standing Lego build table, which is still covered in a lot of stuff, but cleaner than it was.
Maybe all of your viewers already know who Janie is, but for my sake, Janie and I'm assuming, did she change her last name since she got married?
No, technically yes, Janie Pernat now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is technically a distant relative of Matt's. We're not sure how, but they
Yeah.
share the same last name.
I first got into the AFOL community and somebody in Atlanta said, "You'll never be the most famous Gunning." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "In the Lego world, there's a Janie Gunning, and she's like she's a noted Lego person up in Canada." And I didn't know who she was. And so, my last name and her former last name are not common. I mean, it's not a common name. And so I was like, we're probably somehow related, I mean, it's just, but you've been friends with her for a long time. So how far back does that go? Like a friendship?
2000, I would guess around 2005, 2006. We actually met. We actually met at Brick Fest. I think it was 2004 or 2005. She was hanging out with someone I knew from Ottawa, and she was at the opening ceremonies or closing ceremonies. She was sitting behind me, kind of talking loud, and I got kind of frustrated at her. I'm like, "Do you mind?" And then she ended up showing up to one of our Lego dinners. Like, I found out she was from Ontario region, and she ended up showing up to one of our Lego dinners. And was, I don't know, at first I was a little scared of her because she just has that kind of I won't say she has that kind of attitude, but she's frank with you and stuff. And I don't know, for some reason I was kind of put off by well, there's a girl talking to me, I guess. I don't know.
She's what we would call direct.
Direct, yes, that works. And she's literally another room over, relaxing because she's had a bad day today too. So we think we might have eaten something weird, but no idea. But anyways, so yeah, so I've known her since.
But yeah, I've never.
Sorry,
I've not met her in person.
Maybe she'll get into the convention circuit again next year or something. We'll see how things go. But yeah, we met early, like 2005, 2006. We became really good friends. Probably a few years later, we ended up co-hosted or co-ran with a few other people Brick Fete, Fete, which ran from 2011 to 2017. I think we did 7 or 8 shows. We did like basically every year in Toronto, and then we did 2 in Montreal and 1 in Ottawa. And Bricks in the Six is kind of the successor of that show. They reached out to Janie years ago and asked if she would mind if they started a show, and she gave their blessings, or she gave her blessing for that. So, not that they needed it, but it was nice that they reached out. But yeah, so we also
20 years. You've been you've known her for 20 years. That's
20 years. We also ran Whack O Lug, not Whack Lug or Whack a Lug. There's another Whack Lug, I think it's called. And we ran Whack O Lug, which was a group. Basically, every letter pretty much stated for a city in Ontario that people were from. So in the southern Ontario area. So we ran that lug for 3 or 4 years, I think, maybe longer. And then it kind of fizzled out because I had moved up to Peterborough. And she was up, she was almost an hour or 2 away as well, because she had moved from that city as well back to her house up here.
So when you were planning and doing the Brick Fete, did you live in Toronto at that point?
She lived in Guelph for a while. I lived in Orangeville at that point, I believe. So we were about an hour apart or so at that point. But I mean, we talked all the time and stuff. And we did have a monthly dinner every month in Toronto, which to this day still happens. It's no longer called by the same name. It's now Dave's monthly dinner, Dave Cowdice's dinner, which I try to go to every month if I can, depending on my situation and what's going on that week. But, so yeah, I feel like I'm being interviewed today, which is perfectly fine. But
well, I know, but I mean, I just think for me personally, like, I'm interested. Like, I feel like Janie has occasionally spoken off camera and said hi, so I've literally spoken to her like a handful of times. But I feel like Janie's like on the edges of my Lego experience. Like, I don't know her personally face to face in that sense, but like we know I know about her, so I'm just kind of curious. Like, and I know that the two of you did a lot of work when you were doing Brick Fete, and so I'm just kind of curious how that
Yeah,
whole thing
I mean,
developed.
it
And
originally started with like 5 of us kind of getting together saying, "Hey, we want to do a show." We pulled a few people into it and just kind of did some planning and stuff. I mean, Janie ran the show for the most part. We just helped out where we could and stuff, right? Like, um, but she kind of gathered the funds for the show and stuff. And like I said, we went to 2017, and at that point, it was just the show was breaking even, but it wasn't because rental areas or like hall areas and hotels are expensive in Toronto, and you kind of have to be in the
yeah,
city in order for a crowd to come.
the
Yeah.
draw.
So it's just it was getting more expensive to run the shows, and we weren't really making profit. I don't think a show ever really made a profit. I mean, well, it
Is that
did, but
right?
it wasn't enough to, it was just enough to pay for the next show or whatever. So
Yeah, and that's one thing when down here, Bricks,
Atlanta BrickCon.
before Atlanta BrickCon, the big show in the South
Yeah,
was in Birmingham,
Alabama.
Alabama, which is about 2.5
Yeah,
hours away from us. And it was what's his name from Todd from
Mhm. Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
Brick Fair.
He he would rent Todd. He would rent the facility, and when it closed, I mean, we discussed. Gee, it would be nice to have a Lego
Mhm.
convention in Atlanta, but none of us
Yeah,
had the money
that's the
to
problem,
honestly
right?
put put down the deposit and could take the
Yeah,
financial risk of like, well, what if it doesn't turn a profit? Like, somebody's got
yeah.
to eat. Could be hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and I completely understand. Like, I'm risk averse
Mhm.
when it
Well, yeah,
comes
I
to
mean, it's a risk for
planning
sure.
things.
Hey, Jeff. By the way, I didn't
And
say hi.
so it's a real
Yeah.
issue. I think for the folks, the couple that do it
Mhm.
in Atlanta, I think he already had like I think he already had like his own LLC
Okay.
business, and so he could kind of
Just get
use
started.
that as a
Yeah.
business venture, and it could handle. He could take
Yeah.
on more risk than
Yeah.
I would
And I mean, like,
personally. But
unlike Brick World and probably Brick Fair, Alabama, like Brick World to me makes a profit every year because they have like 1,700 AFOLs attend. Plus, they sell out
yeah,
every week with the public tickets, and I'm assuming they make money. Now, I don't know that venue
I
is
would assume.
is. I'm assuming that venue isn't cheap, but I'm assuming that they do okay on that show and that they actually get a salary out of it, or not a salary, but at least
Yeah,
you know. I mean, the owner probably gets a salary out of it because if you're doing all that work, you do want to get something out of it in the long run, right?
I think it's like a full
Okay.
time
Yeah, and
job
I mean, I
almost
know
for the
there's
owner.
there's those types of things, and just like the whole thing was trying to become the mecca of the community in that country, right? In
Yeah,
Ontario or in Canada, we only have, our cities are pretty much north to or east to west. So if you're in Ontario or Quebec, we would get a lot of people from those provinces coming out. But anything further than that, you're flying in by a plane. And I mean, there are people that drive from like Nova Scotia all the way out to visit to come to our shows and stuff, which is awesome.
yep.
But it's a lot of driving, and you got to be committed for that. And air flight is not cheap in Canada because there is only one line of airplanes across the country, right? Whereas with
Yeah.
the states, you can jump through many hubs, and
Do Canadians use passenger rail at all?
we
Because the country is so east west, or is it just
we
as
have
expensive to
Via
fly?
Rail, and you can go on it. I think it's probably from. I know my son went recently from our area to Nova Scotia with his mom, and I think it cost $300 for one ticket one way. But it also took 27
Okay.
hours to go that distance. Now, I mean,
Yep.
there's talk of a high-speed rail going from Toronto to Montreal, or Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, which will go right through my city, which would be awesome. Which might be make a 3 or 4 hour tour or trip. Skilligan's Island
Yeah.
again. Uh, but I mean that's like that was a campaign promise or something
Yeah.
pre-election that they talked about. Who knows if it will actually happen? I mean,
And that takes
yeah,
years to, you can't just snap your fingers and have high
yeah, and
speed rail. It
I
doesn't
don't
work
know that
that way.
high speed rail is probably profitable in that area because it is a lot of major cities. High speed rail going
Yep.
north, it takes 21 hours to get out of Ontario if you head north. I think that's right, 21 hours. I think it's 24 hours to drive from the Canadian Canada or Ontario Quebec border to the Ontario Manitoba border. It's a very long drive, and then you're just out of Ontario, and
Yeah.
then you've got to go through all the other awesome provinces. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely the States has the advantage for shows and for locations and for all that stuff, compared to us.
Well, especially when we think about like Brick World in Chicago, it's in the pretty much the
Yeah,
center of the
exactly.
U.S. So I mean, it can draw people from Denver, from Texas. It can. I
Yeah,
drove up from Atlanta, and it's a
yeah,
day's drive. You can do it in one
yeah. I
day.
think
It's I
Moto
always
comes
split.
from Denver area, and it takes them 2 days to get across. I mean, I
Yes.
drive. It's 10 hours for me to go to Brick World, so I break it into two trips or 2 days, depends on, that's a little bit of a long drive for one day. It's doable though, but you know, um, I just have found that show has gotten so popular and so busy with A Falls. I don't enjoy it as much. Well, I mean, I enjoyed it the first few years because all you guys showed up too, right? So I had a group of friends there, and now
Yeah.
it's like there's a smaller groups of people that do go, but it's, I don't know, it's fun.
For me personally, I mean, one of the things we talked about, we did the Old Gray Bricks anniversary, just the
Hmm.
original four of us
Yes.
last week, which was the roughly the fifth year, 5 years from our
Yeah.
very first show, and we were just talking about what has changed and what's the same. And I said, one of the things that has been true for me personally is that I've wanted to go out and
Yep.
see the whole country,
Well, you're
and
doing
so I
that.
like I like going to
Yeah.
new shows. So, last year I went to the Austin, Texas one, and I went to
Yeah.
Bricks in the Six, and I went to Salt Lake, and I still want to get out to Portland, and I would still, I'd like to come up
Hmm.
to Montreal show. It's not a
No,
good
I know.
time of the year for me as a teacher, but I would like to get
Yeah.
up there one of these days.
Um,
Um, so I like going to new places, and you get to see some people that you don't see. Definitely at the Bricks and the Six, I saw some exhibitors that I'd only ever seen online, like Zach
yeah.
Steinman, who came over
Nova
from, I
Scotia. Yeah.
believe, Nova Scotia. I totally fanboyed when I
I
saw him setting
I
up. I
did.
was like, "Oh
I
my
also didn't know
gosh,
he
it's
was
Zach!
Canadian
It's
until
Zach!"
he showed up, and I'm like, wait, what? Because I'd never
Oh,
known
really?
him.
Okay.
I know of him. I follow him, but I didn't know anything about
Yeah,
him, like where he's from, type thing. So it's cool to say, all right, we got an amazing builder who's in Canada. That's awesome. So
yeah. And just you don't. Not everybody travels great distances, and so if you move around the country, you get these opportunities. I mean, when I went out to Salt Lake, there's all these people that live way out
yeah,
there in the mountain part of North America, and it's a long hike for them. They're not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
come to Atlanta. I mean, it's
yeah,
just too far away. They're not going to come to Virginia. So it's nice to get to see some builders that I wouldn't normally see at eastern half of the continent
yeah.
kind of shows.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think if I can work it out next year, I might head over to Brick Fair, Virginia, because the castle's never been there. So I thought maybe that
Okay.
might be an idea. Maybe I can pick up a rider along the way who might live in New York. Um, Possibly, I don't know. We'll see.
Mm.
Um, but Salt Lake is still in my books at some point as well. That will be a flying trip, not a driving trip, obviously. But and
I had a
yeah,
great time in Salt
I
Lake,
still want to get
honestly.
out to
I
the
really.
West Coast for Brick Can, which is up in Vancouver, and the
Okay.
East Coast for Brick Explosion, which is Sean's show. Sean? Yeah, yeah, Sean show.
Yeah,
I was
Sean
trying
was
to think if I
fun.
got his name right. Um,
I like when I met him in person. I'm like, I don't know. Does he just like mainline 5 hour energy drinks? Because the
yes,
man has
agreed.
more
And
energy than
honestly, I have never met him before that show either. Like the
I was like, if only I had 1/5 of
yeah,
his energy.
yeah, he definitely, and he travels to Toronto like all the time. I'm like, dude, how do you manage that? But okay. So
Yeah, so hopefully, I would love to go to Nova Scotia.
yeah,
That's definitely on my like. I'm trying to see all the U.S. counties, but I've been to Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. But Nova Scotia is one part of
yeah.
Canada I haven't seen, and would very much like to. Have heard, seen lots of beautiful
Hmm.
scenic photos of Fundy
Yeah,
Bay and those
yeah,
kinds of places. So
yeah. I hear you on that one. Yeah, and that would be the thing. I'd want to tour around Nova Scotia for part of that week or whatever. If I go out, I'd probably bring the trailer and bring the castle, but that most likely. But I'd also want to park the trailer somewhere and just travel around and view Nova Scotia because I've never been out there. Um, Maybe go to this elusive island I've heard of called Oak Island. No, I'm just joking. Um,
I watched this YouTube channel, and it was talking about people in Newfoundland,
Oh yeah, I want to go there
and
too, but that's a different story.
there's there's the winters are long,
Yeah.
and there's a limited number of activities there, but this woman is a iceberg watcher, and so she like watches these giant icebergs that pass by, and like I don't know, I guess there's like a network or something. Like I just
I
didn't
know
even know
people
that was a
report them as
hobby.
well when they see them because
Yeah.
it's better to let the ships know that there's icebergs ahead, i.e. Titanic. But you know, uh, obviously technology is a lot better now too, and they are able to monitor them a lot better. But yeah, no, Newfoundland is for us like in order to get there, you either fly or you drive and then hop on a ferry to go to the actual island. It's one of my dreams. Technically, there is a Bricks and Minifigs. It's the first one in Canada is in Newfoundland. Yeah, there's
No
one in
way.
Newfoundland. So, and they're actually opening one here in Kitchener Waterloo. Well, not here, but in Kitchener Waterloo, one's opening in July or August this year. So, Canada's second Bricks and Minifigs, which will be, 3 or 4 hours away from me, but beside the point. But yeah, so
Road
oh yeah,
trip.
for sure.
Road
Whenever I
trip.
can get down to that area, I'll go and check it out. So, but yeah. So, how you been? What have you been doing? What are you doing? Are you still building helmets?
Yeah. So yeah, the
Oh, you're
helmets
done.
are
Oh no.
the two finished ones are back there, and then I started on Boba Fett
Yeah.
on
Okay.
Monday's chat over Gray Bricks, and but right now I'm actually pulling out. I got over the last couple of days. I've got a number of boxes from Pick a Brick, and so this is probably going to also. I'm assuming will show up at Toronto store, but
Oh yeah.
like we
Oh
got the
wow.
brown
Those take up a lot of space though.
rubberies, and this.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. So I had a friend of mine was at the store, and he messaged. He's like, "Hey, they've got the shrubbery." So he gave me the shrubberies, and then these little tiny
Ooh,
wedge
both sides?
plates. So yeah,
Good.
yes, they have both sides. And at our store, they put the right and the
Okay.
left in separate bins, so you could
Yeah.
know. Like I'm pairing them up, and right now I definitely have a more right wings than left
Well,
wings.
wait,
So.
I can't remember how the political works out there. I can't remember what's right and left.
Yes, that's
Yeah. Anyways, I won't
yeah,
even go
yeah.
there.
But so that a friend got for me. So then
Mhm.
today, Chris Giddens, who is on Go Great Bricks, but now lives in South Carolina, he messaged and said, "I'm going to be in town. I'm going to
Yeah.
stop by Sugarloaf. If y'all want
Y'all.
to
Yeah,
stop
that's him.
by,
Uh-huh.
you know, we could chat." And so I went over, and I got there before anybody else. So I started filling cups. They had 2x6s
Oh,
in
dark red. Yeah.
burgundy,
Okay. Yeah.
dark red, and then they also had them in the
Yeah.
light azure color. And so these are two, you don't get a lot of these
No.
bricks in these colors, right? So you
Yeah.
get a lot of edgy,
Yeah. Yeah.
finishing pieces, I guess. And so I got those. And then they also had the 1x4s in
Oh,
light azure. And then the pale yellow, I think they call
yeah.
it like
Brightly yellow.
bright
Yeah.
light
And
yellow,
light
just the two by
azure.
four.
They have medium azure and dark azure are the official color names. I don't know if that one's actually a blue, like one of the other blues, or is that the medium azure?
This is
That looks
the
like medium azure. Yeah. Okay.
medium.
That's like the Maersk blue color.
Yeah.
Close to it, but not quite. Yeah.
2x4 in
Yeah, let me
light
go.
aqua. And then they had two different colors of the one by
Ooh.
five
What color? Dark
plate
blue?
in dark blue and
Nice.
tan.
Okay.
And to make it so that they fit in the box
Yeah.
side by side, I had to stack the tan so that there's no
Yeah,
gaps.
yeah,
I
because it's
prefer to
easier to
do it with
separate.
their offset one because
Yeah.
it's really easy to count. Like I need 10 of
Yeah,
these, and
yeah.
you just count down. And then I got some 1x6s in brown. Castle people, you might find that
It's
a useful
brown
color.
castle.
So those were bricky things. And then I got 2 boxes of the transparent
Okay, yeah,
quarter
okay. Those are the 4x4, right?
because I have
Yeah. Okay.
4x4 because I have a desire to expand my Jetsons Tower space layout, and there's going to be like these power engines, and I want to do something where like I do the smaller inset in the middle, and then I drop in like
Okay.
translucent parts and maybe put a light source in the middle so
Yeah,
it kind of
okay.
pulses
Sorry.
or has some kind of, that's what I'd like to do. And then I sprinkled in between the the olive green three-quarter leaf part. So they also had the kind of fern piece, but I'd already that'd been on the wall here before, so I already had plenty of those. So that's my haul from the. Oh, and one last piece. I used my Jetson Space Tower uses this dark turquoise color, which is very cheap to get online. It's not a popular color, so when I was building it, I could order plates ridiculously cheap from like Burkina in Germany, but the 2x8 is not that common, and so I saw it on the wall. So I got a good number of these because I use that particular color in my layout. In fact, I might go back and get another.
Yeah, it's a handy color to have for sure.
So yep, I'm just piecing out all the stuff I put into the boxes in the last couple of days. So that's my Lego thing. And one of the things I was talking with Chris Giddens was in town, and now he lives in the neighboring state, South Carolina, and those folks were making some noise about wanting to do a big moon base layout at the next Atlanta show. And I said, well, I actually want to work some more on my Jetson Tower. So this kind of, if they want to do this, this would give me a deadline to expand it out, and no, it's got to be ready for next February.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So we'll see.
I was busy last week as well. Let me pull up pictures.
Yeah, since you're not.
But I came up on Tuesday morning, so let's just do this. It's just easier for me to remember. There we go. Can't really see much. I built 6 more, or started building 6 more of my Duplo train modules because I needed 6 more to finish it off, and I have to build the end pieces as well with the stoppers on them. But I was starting to work on that, just taking pictures of my progress. Ignore all the other colors that are in it. That all gets covered over. But I also took apart the old wall sections that I had for the old building, or for the old version of this hangar, because I was running out of dark gray plates. And so I ripped apart. This is basically like 7 or 8 sections of walls that I ripped apart, which was quite the amount of parts. It took me like a day and a half-ish to rip that all apart. So that allowed me to continue working on my layout. And so this is like the current look of it, which basically the only thing that's changed is that these walls these ones have been built. I am now considering actually removing this upper wall on the inside on the lower level of the track, because that'll give me more room to put stuff in. And technically there's no ships out here loading. This is all going to be storage of containers and stuff. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm thinking of, and it also saved me some parts to do that as well. I started also figuring out how to build. I want to build a lift between the 2 levels, and I'd like to motorize it. So I bought a few years ago. I bought the worm gear pieces, or the newer worm gear pieces, and the holders for them. And so I was starting to play with it as a lifting module. My original idea. No, I don't even have pictures of it. My original idea was just using splat gears. This set is available at most Walmarts now across the country, from what I've seen, which I don't think is supposed to come out till June. Let me just grab, hold on, Messenger. I'll just grab the photo that I had taken. I just got to scroll up here for a second, sorry, and it's off screen because you don't need to see all the other stuff we've been photoing. I saw a picture of helicopters. Here we go. Drag this guy over. Yeah, so this is kind of the idea I'm going with. Actually, I could have brought this up in studio. That would have been smarter, but I didn't. This is using there's some large 19 by 11 Technic panels that are basically all Technic-holes. So the original one I was going to build had like the splat gears, the plate gears, and they didn't really work as well as I hoped. So I ended up ordering these panels because I don't own any. So I placed a standard order from Denmark. So hopefully they'll get here in a month. Hopefully, depends on how our strike is going. They're still open. So we'll see what happens. I did get an order today in the mail. Of course, I'm not here to get it, or I'm not there to get it. So My first order from the 3 that I've got has arrived at home, so I'll have some parts to build with when I get back, which is good. But yeah, so this is basically I can't go any further to build this until I get back. Well, until I get the parts in, obviously, but at least I'm able to plan it and stuff. So also, Jeff's got a message here. Nice pieces you picked up, Matt. I hope they make it to Ottawa. Yeah, they should, hopefully.
I'm sure they would. They use now the warehouses across the globe typically have generally the same menu to select from.
So, but and then I came up here and we've been doing a bunch of small projects, helping Janie clean up around here and pack some stuff up that she needs packed up. So, it's been a fun few days of just visiting, hanging out. I'm still working during the day, but there's times where I'll have a few minutes break, so I'll help her out with some stuff and things. So, so I haven't gotten a lot of building done at home because I've been here for a few days, but that's okay because it's fun. And I'm probably going to head back on Friday, I think. It's my plan, head back home. So I'll be home again for the weekend and I can get some building done hopefully then. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I think there's something else. Oh, finally. How long has he been sitting there? I think he just came in. Let's go back.
Yeah, I just came in.
Okay. I thought I missed you or something.
No. I had to put the youngest one to sleep.
Gotcha. Whoops.
All right, now that David's here, are you ready?
Does anybody know where this helicopter came from? I don't know what set this is from, but I found this here in JD's Lego room, and I thought I'd share. Oh, look, a Canadian hat.
Ooh.
Okay, wait.
It's the
Four Nations Cup.
The Four Nations Face Off Maple Leaf inaugural wearing right here.
And now the hat is worth less than it was. Old gray bricks. Yeah, well,
I'm not.
Well, I'm just saying it is now worth less because you've put it on your head. Not saying that you're worthless. I'm saying it's worth. Anyway, yeah.
It's if I take the stickers off and I bend it, yes. I'm not sweating up here, so I could probably sell it.
Fair enough. How are you, Dave?
Tired.
Yeah.
I had a couple of I had a couple of busy days at work, so
yeah,
really busy days. So, but yeah, I'm making progress. I did some sorting.
Yeah.
Mostly in the bins behind me, the smaller bins.
Yeah.
So, slowly taking advantage of the added bins back there. So
yeah.
So I did some sorting, but a lot of resorting and replacing stuff and
yeah. Cool. I'm trying to figure out what helicopter this is because Dave didn't give me an answer, and I assumed he would know because helicopters.
I don't know.
Helicopters are your thing, man. So now I'm going to look for the windscreen in Bricklink and look it up. But anyway, so yeah, cool. You've been getting some work done. Sounds like similar to most of us. We're getting done what we can when we can. Except for Matt, he's actually not working right now. So
yeah.
And Matt, I'm going to mention that every freaking week, okay? Until August when you have to go back.
That's teacher slander.
I know.
Right, teacher slander. I'm telling you. I want to point out that at 10 a.m. I had a Zoom call to discuss taking over scheduling, and at noon I drove to campus to give a makeup exam to a student who had a family emergency and could not take it during final week. So I was working, baby.
Okay, but at the same time,
how much are you working when you're just giving the test? I mean,
this is true. You're just sitting there waiting.
You're sitting there.
I was writing my Instagram hat of the day.
Wow, that's a short test. I'm assuming that's a short test then, because.
Well, and I was shopping for hats.
Matt, I thought we talked about shopping for hats, Matt. No, just joking.
Yeah, because Matt shared one of his, because I shared my small rack, and I did say that I didn't equal Matt's rack in hats, and he's just, it's a good start, and he posted in our private chat is big freaking rack of hats.
I don't have to send any kids to school, so I get to spoil myself.
I found the helicopter. It's missing a few parts, but I found it.
Right.
Oh, I never got that set. So
oh my God, Dave, you're not.
It's the flash and the
flash
anti-flash.
and
what is the yellow?
not anti-flash. Crap, I forget that one's name. Yellow flash. I forget his name now. Anyway, but yeah, and Cyborg and the female Mr. Freeze girl. I forget her name too. It's been a while since I've watched the Flash show on
the
TV.
helicopter looks cool though.
It does, yeah. It is a really. What got me was going back to regular screen. What got me was just the way the screen was done. And I'm like, this can't be an actual set because I don't think I've ever seen a Lego set where they've done that. It is not airtight for those spacers out there, so you have to be better than that. But still a pretty cool looking chopper. It's missing a few parts, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Reverse flash. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Reverse flash.
And do you remember who the ice girl is? I forget her name too.
Ice girl.
No, it's not ice girl, but it's not Kraken.
Ice Dudette.
Ice Dudette. Yeah. Oh, jeez. So I was tempted, and I just didn't get the time to try and make a clip of that whole Kraken shrimp conversation and post it somewhere. But I mean, I was like, I don't know how to do that, and B, it's like, not a lot of time, but yeah. So cool. So you've been busy playing hockey as well still? Like you played last night?
I played last night.
Yeah.
I didn't still no wins in the spring summer season. So
we'll play the Leafs.
And the worst part is that I got into the season with one team. We lost the first 4 in a row. I got traded
Killer Frost
to a better team because I'm the crappy player who gets
traded. So you got traded to a better team because you're not as good.
Yeah, because I'm the crappy player and they're getting the better player. They won, and I lost again.
So they traded you to a team they were playing, or
no? They traded me to
a different team.
A different team. My old team won yesterday
because you weren't there.
And I lost again. So
but you won the championship.
0-5 in the spring summer season right now.
But
you just won a championship.
I know,
though, didn't you? Oh
yeah. I mean,
did you? So we have a skill segregated sounds bad, but we have a skill division in Atlanta, and if your team finishes first or sometimes even second, you're expected to move up, and if you finish last, you move down. It's kind of like a relegation, like English Premier League. So when you won the championship, do they like make players move up, or move up?
It's the league I'm playing in. It's the University League at the Université de Montréal. And they were evaluated based on our personal skill level. So if you're good, really good, and I mean if you're like above average, above the level, they're gonna ask you to move up. And if you start slowly to age and start slowly to not be at the level you're playing in, they're gonna you ask you to, hey, maybe it's time to move down a level. And
always a fun conversation to have for both sides, I'm sure.
But you should show them your proof. I don't have this year's because I don't think you actually posted one for this year. That was a few years ago, from what I recall.
Well, I did post a picture, but not with the cup because
because they weren't allowed. You weren't allowed to hold the cup.
Yeah, I was allowed to hold the cup, but yes, I did hold the cup, but the organizer just forgot to take my picture.
Well, they knew they were cutting you, so.
I'm
joking, of course. I just wanted to see you spit water all over your microphone.
You just want to make him cry on camera. I see how it is. It's just one of those like mean reality TV shows where it's all about the drama and like Brian Cameron.
Oh, geez.
It's all about the likes.
How did it feel? Tell us how it felt to get cut by your team. Did it hurt you deep inside?
It wasn't my team. It was the
Was
league
it the
organizer that it was the league that usually the
Okay.
league organizes the trade. So
okay.
I got a notification from the league manager saying, "Hey, you got traded." I'm like, yeah, it usually happens because I'm usually the bad player, and if the team doesn't perform, I'm the one being traded for better players. So, and I'm usually not, because we have the possibility to be matched with certain players, like you can play with two of your friends at
Gotcha.
maximum. So I'm not matched, so I'm an easy trade. So
Gotcha. Okay. Because you have no friends? Sorry.
Wow.
In the hockey group, you have friends outside of hockey.
Really coming to the fore.
As I said at the top of the show, I'm not 100%. I'm feeling, I don't know, might have eaten something bad. I don't know, and I've got a headache. But
he is shattering the nice Canadian.
It could also be that I've been hanging out with Jeannie for 2 days, so I'm
Jeannie might be a bad influence on you.
Yeah, it's possible.
She is, as we noted, a direct person.
You did walk into the friend's comment,
to answer your question, I've been in the league since like 20 years now, so I know most of the players. So I don't mind playing with everybody. There's a few players I wouldn't play with, and I'm not gonna name names, but
we won't know them, and they probably don't watch this chat, so you're probably safe. Yeah,
I'm probably safe.
we all have that list of people we don't ever want to be on.
But mine is a very short list, because usually I get along with most people, but there's a few players that and just to give like a general idea, I usually don't get along with players that complain and start bickering and especially start downgrading other players on the team. I mean, I'm a team player. We win as a team and we lose as a team. So if you're like picking on other players in the team, that's gonna hit a nerve with me. So
cool.
Yeah.
So are you now playing on a different night then, because you're in a different team?
No, it's the same night. Night. So that's why I know that, because my old team was playing at 6:30 and I was playing at 7:50.
Oh,
and I came in. Oh, they were winning.
Oh, okay. You're in the same, even in the same rink. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. All right. Should we jump into the news, I guess?
Yes.
Okay. We can do that. Let me just.
This week in the news.
I got distracted. I didn't pull it up yet. Where is my? Oh, there it is. There. I need this view. No, I'm just. New tab.
The quality of this show is amazing.
It is, isn't it? Thank you for noticing.
The reverb takes it up several notches.
All right. A few Lego ideas sets this week.
We spared no expense.
Well, he spared no expense because he bought the microphone. I spent nothing on that one.
Well, I pay for the microphone. You pay for the stream service.
Yeah, this is true.
We're not even. So.
All right. So,
not by far.
Lego Ideas Working Modular Fairground has achieved 10K this week. It's kind of an interesting
set. Like enough fairground rides and stuff.
We actually haven't gotten one for 2 years now, I think. So
correct.
Technically,
what is it? Is it? Did we achieve X-wing status now? We didn't get an X-wing for 2 years, so we're getting a new one.
I'm just saying in general that we haven't had an amusement ride set for 2 years. Like, it doesn't have to be an X-wing.
Yeah, we did. We got roller coasters like every. Those are
town roller coasters, though. Like,
wouldn't the loop count as part of the amusement
when did that
park,
one come out?
Though?
That was the last one.
That was the last, and then
last year we had the classic space roller coaster
that's not like the right theme though.
We had there was the haunted house drop ride. That's also an amusement, but I don't remember what year.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, the 2002 for the Fairground Collection. Let's actually just click on this for the loop.
Yeah, we're due. They used to give us one like every other year, so we are kind of due for a
yeah, the loop was the last one in 2022. We had 2020, 2018, 2017, 15, 14, and 2009. So we're actually we should have got one last year if they kept that theme going. And I would assume they would. I'm assuming these make money for them, but maybe they're just trying to figure out what type of ride to do. Maybe they were stuck on that.
Loop was discounted multiple
times.
Well,
because I don't know. I don't know why. I have no theories.
It's a high price point, and it's the second big coaster they sold in 5 years. So I think that was part of the problem.
What was the?
I think it came out too close to the other coasters.
Prices.
I have it sitting.
I have all 500
of
Canadian.
those sitting
Ouch.
in boxes.
Sorry,
yeah, it was and in the States it was a Black Friday. I think they marked it down $100.
Was it designed by Pierre Normandin?
Let's see. I know he has designed some of the other ones. Like he designed a lot of the it's Pierre's. Who's one of our friends from Montreal who moved out like years ago to Billund. I hope to see him in September. He designed the Maersk train even. Wow.
Yeah.
You
didn't know you designed the Maersk train?
I did not know that. No, I didn't know it was his. Because I don't own the Maersk train.
That's one of his most famous.
I don't own it.
Design.
Because I had young kids at that point, so I couldn't spend the money on it.
He doesn't bother with trains or helicopters.
He builds the most amazing of vehicles. So I just want to see sort by. Where's the sort? Why am I missing sort here? Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I'm just. No, I want to sort it by year descending. But I don't see a sort on here, which is interesting.
There's no sorting. No.
Download. Huh.
You can't.
I noticed. But I want. Oh, it is. It started. Okay, it is sorted by year going up. 2012, 2013. Okay, I just want to see what his latest ones were. Let's go to page 2. Yeah, the Loop Coaster, the Holiday Main Street, Eldorado Fortress, Creative Vehicles. Oh, the roller skate, which is 2024. He might have moved up into like a team lead type or management by now.
Yeah, I think he's supervising.
Yeah, so he means probably isn't designing as much as he used to. Yep. Anyway, back to our story. This.
So we're getting like another freaking ride.
Well, this is a Lego Ideas. It doesn't mean it's going to make it. It's hit 10,000. It still has to be voted in.
Boo!
Or chosen by Lego. So, all right.
I mean, I already have the giant Ferris wheel, so I wouldn't buy this. How many Ferris wheels do you need? I guess one for every helicopter.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it is basically a vertical. It is like kind of a vertical helicopter, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. All right. This is built by Baron von Baron.
It's not flying. It's not a helicopter.
Built by Baron von Baron, it's a 3,000 piece set featuring a working motor that operates the various attractions, including the Ferris wheel, entrance sign, the cat throw, carousel, rotating cotton candy, and fall tower. So it is all motorized. So that would be a bonus. I don't think we've had that in the other. Well, I don't know. You can motorize the other ones.
I don't think they ever included a motor in.
No, but you could motorize each of them. But this one, one motor most likely motorizes most of it, if not multiple motors. Who knows? Oh, it looks like there's some kind of weird, maybe some switches or controls on the back for each of the rides or something. I don't know. Not sure what that is. Hard to tell. But anyway, next up we have another one, Samurai Castle.
That is interesting. That is like.
This is built by.
That's an original design. That's something we don't get every freaking year.
This is built by a distracted builder. The next set's built by an interrupting builder. No, I'm just joking. The build features Samurai Castle that pays tribute to the Lego Castle Ninja sub theme. Some additional shots of it. Yeah, I agree. This is a nice one. It's different because we haven't really. Well, I mean, we have got Ninjago type sets going on, but
yeah, but
a classic ninja type theme or
yeah,
set would be
yeah.
nice to have. Would I buy it? Probably not, but it'd be nice to have.
And you, if you buy it, you could like recreate the show Shogun on.
You could.
In Lego.
You could, for sure. Okay, next up. There was the Lego Ideas contest a couple of weeks back for a bunch of different designs. One of them was a yellow bouncy castle. It did not win because I took it down. No, I'm just joking. The winner,
Jeff sued.
The winner of the Twist of Nostalgia set was the obviously the dragon boat.
Because of Jeff. Jeff voted for that,
here.
I'm sure.
This will be a future gift of purchase. It's the Sea Serpent by Howled Bricks 02, which is a reimagined set from 1992.
We wanted the Emtron set.
You wanted the Emtron set. I wanted the bouncy castle.
You already have a bouncy castle,
you did.
and it's way better than what they proposed. So
we don't have a bouncy castle because it's not a set. But anyways, there were over 750 entries, and it got dwindled down to 13 finalists for the vote. The build will now go into production, and we'll see it available probably about a year from now. This one won because it's another faction that people want to have come back. I know Emtron is too, but we did technically get an Emtron figure in the last collectible minifigure series, right? So,
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm not arguing castle. There is now. Sorry?
Space?
Matt just ripped the tags off of his hat.
I can no longer resell it. I'm gonna live
Oh
with
no!
it.
And he bent he bent it a little. Oh,
that's right. Gave it a little curve, just the way I like
it. All right. There's another contest currently up for fan voting, which is the Timeless Creations. This goes on till June 10th. The winning build will be announced on September 8th. First up, we have a detailed classic radio television by FM David. Sorry, I meant to say that differently, but I didn't have to. No, just the way I read the first letter FMD, and then it was like Avid, and I'm like, oh no, that's FM David.
FMD Avid.
FM David.
Because you think it's an acronym at first, okay? Rocking Horse by Lexi Blue. It's kind of a cool one. Vintage Sewing Machine by Brick Stability. Kind of nice too. Carousel Box.
It looks nice, but it's a sewing machine.
Carousel Box by 2A2A.
That looks nice too.
Barn Lantern by Cable Girl. It's pretty cool looking.
If you put a light into it, like with a battery, it would kill.
Yeah, you light bricked it or whatever. So there's only 5 of them? Yeah, 5 of them. My guess, if I were to guess, I don't know. Probably the lantern, or I would maybe guess the sewing machine. Like, think of all the people that are sewers that we could get into the hobby by having this as a possible set.
Yeah, but the TV is also nice.
The TV is very basic, and we've had a TV.
I mean, think of all the spinster seamstresses we could get in Lego if we built that.
Imagine you're combining the Nintendo set with the retro TV.
Yeah, but we've already had the Nintendo set came with the TV, though, right?
Yeah, but it didn't look like that.
No, okay, but
so I gave Thomas the Nintendo set for his birthday, and you know how many bags he's finished?
What? I knew that from
his birthday was in April.
You should tell him he should do like a bag a week or something. You should give him a deadline.
Bag a week.
Trust me, there have been conversations.
So now I'm picturing the conversation. Hey Thomas, you should probably build that set. Hey Matt, you should probably stop batting hats.
The conversation goes, I need a large space where I can lay everything out. Like, because I put all the parts in a tray, but he doesn't. I like to build it with. Anyway, so there's a big white table behind the couch. So I cleared it off. And I'm going to this weekend be like, okay, the white table is ready for your usage.
Matt, the other thing you might want to try. The other thing you might want to try is just sort put the pieces out per step into a tray, so that he can just grab the pieces. Like maybe it's like trying to find the pieces that could frustrate him a bit.
Occasionally he can't find a piece and I'll be like, here, let me help. But no, to me, that's like, if you're going to build, you have to find your own pieces. Like, I'm not gonna spoon feed it. Like, you have to at least do that.
Going back to the Ferris, the rides, coasters and fair rides do make a nice display at shows. Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah,
And
but we got a ton of them. I mean,
the color choice on the Ferris wheel is nice. I kind of like the dark gray too. I'm not arguing with you, Mr. Sincere, because it's a losing battle.
and I mean, in 2018 at Bricomanie, me and Jonathan, we were rolling around the display floor, and we counted the number of roller coaster that people had in their display.
Yeah.
And it was like 10 different roller coasters on 10 different tables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really?
They were different roller coasters, though, right?
We don't.
No, they were all like variations of the first roller coaster with the red rails.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I would say that's not true at our Atlanta shows. I don't see that many.
There's a guy in your log that has a huge one.
Well, it didn't help that Bricomanie has this rule that you can display official sets. So, because we want to be inclusive, we want AFOLs to participate and we want AFOLs to display stuff. So we don't. Well, I'm saying we because I was part of the organization back then, but now I'm not. But the rule is that you can bring official sets if it's put in a contest, like if you
a bigger display.
If you a bigger display, or you can have official sets on your table. So
gotcha.
So,
all right.
So that didn't help, but like I said, we had like 10 roller coasters on 10 different tables in 10 different displays. So
but if you think back to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we had 20 different train layouts on 20 different displays, right? So
yeah, but they were mocks usually, and
they were contained track.
And they're smaller trains. I mean, yeah, you would probably get like 10 different Santa Fe's, but
yeah.
You mean Matt needs to work harder?
I don't know.
One of the things that we talked about in our lug was actually doing a giant collab amusement park layout where we, on one of our brick bulk orders, we actually put railroad track on the
railroad
list.
or roller coaster?
So there's a ton of roller coaster track. And so there's a whole bunch of us that bought coaster tracks so that we could make like really big coasters. And then other than Andrew, our show coordinator, none of us have ever used the track. I have a bunch of it right over there in my closet. So like, if I had an incentive, like, okay, we're going to do this thing, we're going to do a massive, like, collab coaster setup, I would haul that track out of the closet and do something with it.
It would be interesting to do like the largest roller coaster track record or something. Everybody builds a full roller coaster and you just attach them all together. It's kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah, but you would need like multiples.
Yeah, obviously you'd have to. Each person would have to build
elevators,
an elevator. Yeah, and you'd have multiple trains on it too.
We'd
right?
But we have the track. We have the coaster track inside our lug to pull something like that off. Like,
and you could do it as a record-setting one. Like, what's the longest roller coaster ever built in Lego? You guys, Peach Lug could be on the map.
I mean, we could. I like this. I like
the ability. Jeff's saying the ability to display official sets for all AFOLs is a great rule, but yeah, one of each use unless they are spaceships. So. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if you have a spaceport and you have like 5 of the same ship, it can kind of make sense more than 5 of the same roller coaster. All right, next up, Lego Dreams Season 3 Enter the Cyber game has been announced. Enter the Cyber. Okay, I'm rating this as, is the Season 3 called Enter the Cyber game? Or is Season 3 called Enter the Cyber and they're announcing a game? Punctuation matters. Let's see. Oh, Enter the Cyber game. Okay. Lego has announced that Season 3 is coming to June 5th with Enter the Cyber game this season. So it's not a game, it's a show. This season, the heroes will fight a new cyber-based villain called Dream Smasher. Dream Smasher, or Dreams Masher, depends on how you say that. It's a 2-part season with the first half airing June 5th and the second half in August. We've already got a good look at the 5 summer 2025 sets that will be coming out in August. Yeah, and I think this is the last year for Dreams as well, for set-wise.
Yeah, because the last wave was actually canceled. And that's why we're getting the classic space torso in light blue.
Yes, because
in the BAMs, because
yeah,
it was supposed to be on a minifigure in the last wave of Dreams.
And a lot of the BAM's figures are actually from Dreams characters as well, right?
Yeah.
From what I was seeing, there's a few of them in there. So yeah, it's good that we're getting it. All right, for anybody who hasn't bought the T-Rex yet, the big one, Lego is offering double insider points on that right now, and Ninjago products. This runs from now until May 31st.
Ninja, go! Ninja, come on, come on, come on, and do the right ways, pop it, around and spin.
And for the dinosaur, it equates to 3,250 points, and it's worth at least $25 in rewards if you get the promo. Oh, actually, sorry. Ninjago 2-time is till May 31st, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex double points also is till June 2nd. So you got a few more days for that one. The 2 promos can also be combined with the Lego Creator Children's Day Teddy Bear, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Teddy bear.
Oh, just wanna be your loving teddy bear.
So the latest gift of purchase is the teddy bear, which came out, I think, late last week. If you are on Shop at Home site and you were looking to get this, for some reason it wasn't showing up on their site, but if you order something worth the right dollar value, it does still appear in your cart. So they've got some kind of weird bug, or they just took it off as a gift for purchase in the listing. As I'm saying that, I'm just going to actually check their site.
So it was at the store today when I bought my.
Oh yeah, it is here now.
I didn't want to spend another $45 just to get a bear. I could probably buy that bear at Bricklink for $15 is my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it is there on their site now, but it doesn't actually say up top anymore. Now it's just explore all the special offers and free shipping. Like they would have the free gift for purchase for orders over X or whatever at the top, but it is at least on their page here. So and it's 130 Canadian. I think it's 110 US or 100 US for that bear. Let's just see what it says. $100 US with the bear. So this is also available until May 31st. I had to place a bricks and pieces order, so I ended up I added 1 extra set in just so I could get the teddy bear because it looks kind of cool. Although I've had people say that it looks mad. If you look at his face, where the divots are for their eyebrows or where these divots are, it makes them look kind of pissed off. So
the teddy bear is mad.
Killer bear. All right.
I'm gonna get you.
As we are getting closer to the end of June or end of May, we've got the 20.
Okay, don't do that one again.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to. Yeah, anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm losing my attention when you're doing that right now, Dave. Sorry, my brain's not all there.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'll be nicer. I'll be nicer.
No, it's okay. It's just
brain eating amoebas going on in his head today, so we got to be nice to him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. All right, the 2025 shopping guide for June is currently been posted on the Brick Fan. So
the Brick Fan.
I doubt there's going to be any more sets announced in the next 3 days that are going to become available June 1st. So this set should be fairly complete. For North America, so in Europe and the rest of the world, it is a larger list. But in North America, our June and August sets get split. The sets get split between June and August. So the list is smaller. I don't know if they actually say what's what, but
what's what.
If you buy the Krusty Burger set, you also get the gift of purchase. Remember, from the 1st to the 7th, while supplies last. First up in the art theme, we have the Fauna Collection Tiger.
Meow.
We have all the Bluey sets coming out as well. Again, I'm not sure. These might be August. They might be June, depending. In the botanicals, we have the Japanese red maple bonsai tree and the happy plant set. This one just looks adorable.
They're cute.
They are. In city, we have the city tower that's of really expensive.
Weird.
Set. Yeah. In creator, you have
I made the decision that I'm just gonna like buy the parts to do the spaceship, and
yeah, it's a good idea. In creator, we have the Italy postcard.
Ooh.
Which I don't know that we even talked about. I don't remember, but
I guess that's supposed to be Mount Vesuvius.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, look, you could get, covered in ash cloud on your trip.
Is that? I don't think that was in Italy, was it?
Yeah, Vesuvius? Yeah, Pompeii's it's in South Central Italy.
Okay, sorry.
You're talking about a classics guy here, so yeah.
My volcano geography is not all that it's up to be. Disney, we have Angel, which is from Lilo and Stitch, Princess Castle and Royal Pets, the 101 Dalmatian Pups, and Mini Andriel. Sorry, Mini Arendelle. No, Arendelle Castle and Elsa's Ice Palace. Yeah, I kept on wanting to say
Arendelle.
Yeah.
Arendelle.
Fortnite, we have Peely and Sparklugs camp set, the Durr Burger restaurant in Colombo, shown here below. Harry Potter, there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to read them all off because there's too many of them. But most of the Harry Potter wave is coming out. Icons, again, August or June. So check your local country to see when they're actually available. And you can do that just by clicking on the links here. Oh no, actually that'll bring you to US sets as well. Icons. Icons, we have Sherlock Holmes Book Nook and the Simpsons Krusty Burger sets. The Sherlock Holmes Book Nook. Book Nook? Wait, huh? Okay. And the Simpsons Krusty Burger, and actually, sorry, going back up for a second, under Harry Potter, we also have Book Nook. Wait, what? For Hogwarts Express. What's this Book Nook word that's appearing everywhere? It'll come back and haunt us.
It's a trend. It's called a trend.
Themes.
In ideas, we have the Pixar Luxo Junior set and the minifigure vending machine, also known as the Castle Classic Space Battle Pack, and the Castle Battle Pack too, I guess. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Rebirth. We have all those sets that are coming out again, June or August, depending on the country. Marvel, Fantastic Four and versus Galactus, and the Iron Spider-Man bust. Minecraft, 4 sets there. Miscellaneous birthday numbers, baby elephant in the sky, and birthday party cake. The elephant's kind of cute for a baby's room. That can't reach the elephant, but anyways. Ninjago, we have the Fire Knight mech and the Guardian Dragon. Those are the bigger sets where they come with posters, and look, they're display purpose only probably. Oh yeah, see, Speed Champions. I got the set already. Coming out in June 1st, or if you go to your local Walmart, you might find it already. Star Wars, we have Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter Microfighter, Darth Maul's Mech and Death Trooper and Night Trooper Battle Pack. Technic, we have the Volvo L120 electric wheel loader, the Too Fast and Furious Nissan Skyline GTR R34 car, as well as the Chevy Corvette Stingray. That's it. So again, some of those are August sets for North America. I wish they had identified that. We did have 2 groups of set announcements this week. First up being Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie sets. We'll skim over these quickly because I don't think many of us are collecting Gabby Dollhouse sets. But we might have kids that are, so
I'm all about Gabby.
I'm about Bluey.
We'll go into detail just for Matt.
I want Bluey.
Bluey, we already talked about Bluey. Too late. All right, first up we have the Mermaid Gabby's Aquarium Adventure, 103 pieces, $23 US. And it comes with the parts you see below or in this picture.
Wait, go back. So those are the 2 pieces in line and translute
and trans bright green.
They're going to make it in every color, aren't they?
Maybe. Yes. I don't own any of them as of yet, but would like to get some. I think for some.
Yes,
the dark.
Yes, orange. Matt, because you need to collect them all.
That's right.
Collect
Sweet
them
Treat
all.
Mountain and Kitty Garden, $54, $55 US, 263 pieces. Sorry?
Kitty Mountain.
Sweet Treat Mountain and Kitty Garden.
Oh, Kitty Garden. I'm sorry. I thought it was a Kitty Mountain.
Well, it could be, I guess. I don't know what the Kitty's Mountain, but it could be. Who knows? anyways, there's that set, and that's it for those ones. And the bigger news for this week was, oh look, another book nook, the Lord of the Rings Balrog, which was just announced yesterday. Obviously, Lego's
you shall not pass.
Dude, you get really loud when you get that close to your mic, so you don't have to get that close to your mic. My apologies for anybody who's watching and is now like trying to get that noise out of their ears.
My comment after seeing this is, I have bought every Lord of the Rings set. This might be the first one I skip.
Really?
Ooh,
Why?
Really?
I mean, for $100.
Oh, really, you don't have a book rack? No, I'm just joking.
My book rack is full of Lego.
Matt doesn't own a book.
I'm not blown away with it, and it's going to eat up a lot of shelf space, even folded. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it looks cool, but I mean, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, like 100% could see it. I mean, I know you are, Matt, but at the same time, like yeah. Do you display all your Lord of the Rings sets? You don't have to. Yes or no? Well, yes, I know you've got the bigger sets up there, but
so Rivendell and the 2 Black Towers are up there, but the rest are boxed up. So
yeah, and you don't have the latest Hobbit set, right?
I skipped it because I had the first one.
Yeah, okay.
I bought the first one.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, it looks cool. I mean, if you are a fan of Lord of the Rings and want to put it beside your Lord of the Rings books type thing, why not? Right? That makes sense. But yeah, it's nice. I mean, I like some of the parts you get in it, but I think these are all commonly available parts as well. So
yeah, I don't even think those are new parts.
No, they're not. I don't think there's anything really new in it. I haven't seen a breakdown. Didn't look yet today. I mean, obviously there's some prints on the face and stuff that probably new.
Okay. Is it just me, or it almost looks like the Balrog is peeing on
him? I was just wondering that too.
I mean, that is an animal expression of aggression in some cases, but
this is true. So maybe it should say, "You shall not pee."
You shall not relieve yourself.
All right, that's it for that set. We do have some parts reviews, a couple of them as well. First up is for Friends sets, because there are some Friends sets coming out June 1st / August 1st, again, depending on the region. But there are some interesting parts in here. There is a lot of sets coming out as well. There's 12, 15 of them, 16 of them. There is technically a new color, but it's only currently on a horse. Like the mane of the horse is a new color called ochre yellow. Not technically a new color. There is a Modulex piece in ochre yellow as well, but it's a different part color number. So this is kind of an orangey or yellowish brown, I guess, if you will, and a yellowish tan combo. So I mean, if that comes out as a new part color, there could be some interesting stuff we can do with that. There is a new mold as well. There's a tire wheelchair balloon. So just a balloon wheel for a wheelchair, which is kind of a cool part. And they've come up with some interesting designs for these, or like ways you could use them, which are kind of shown here. Those are Zamor spheres on them. It's 2 plates tall, and a bunch of the different, the bowl fits inside of it, and it kind of rests the bowl on there, so you can have a floaty in your pool with a cup in it, maybe, or something. Not your real pool. I mean your Lego pool.
I like where you're going with this, Jeff.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of a weird one over top of the barrel. It fits over top of the edge of the barrel. Someone's
that's kind of wild.
It's an interesting piece. There's a mock here of it as well. The other one that's interesting is the 6-long bar with double bend. This is a 6-long bar, has stoppers on both ends, and it also is a half stud offset. And I've seen it in brown and black.
In the Harry Potter sets, right?
Yeah, this is in the Harry Potter sets, but also in Friends. Okay. Yeah, this is the new broom element for Harry Potter. I guess you put a broom head on the back. But I mean, for drainage or piping or conduit in the buildings, I mean, this could be interesting in some other colors as well.
Yep.
Also, we talked about this leaf before, the bamboo leaf, the three bamboo leaves. This is a new version of the plate round 1x1 3 leaves. Sorry, I read 3 bamboo here, which we know of the bamboo style leaf, but this is another style. Oh yeah, okay. I see which one they're talking about now. These ones broke so easily
Yes.
in the day, so this is probably a nice replacement for it. It's also a plate high versus a brick high, so I think that's a good replacement. As we mentioned, there's a new pony mold, and one of the ponies has a new color on it, which
My
to
little
me,
pony, my little pony.
this color isn't really new until it actually goes into a part and it's all that solid color of a part, right? Like the fact that they've dyed a different color for a mane of a horse, to me, it doesn't make it a new color as of yet, but they're calling it a new color, so why not? Give me some parts and then we'll talk. There's also a headwear piece for
Give me some
alien
parts
or
and then we'll
insect
talk.
antenna. What was that?
Give me some parts and then we'll talk. Is that what you said?
For that color, yeah, I won't, like, I'm not going to create a new part spin for this color until actually there are parts in this color, not a horse with a mane, right?
You could just shave the horse and then use the shavings.
I could do that, but okay, Matt. Next time we see you, we'll give you a horse and a shaver, and you can shave the
Shave the horse.
Shave the horse. Yeah. So there's this new antenna piece as well. They've played around with some of the connections of that as well. Some recolors. Get fingers ready for a scroll. I have 51 recolored pieces to show you. We're gonna go through this as quickly as possible. Roller coaster track in the dark orange, I think that is.
Ooh, dark orange.
Yeah, but only two pieces. Only one direction. Only one piece.
Wasn't that a Pups? Yeah, that's a Pups band.
That's what?
Boop,
Pups
boop,
band?
boop. It's what he plays when his bass is thumping. Jeff does. One Direction.
Oh, One Direction. Sorry. Okay, I didn't catch it first. Sorry. Again, brains.
Dark purple.
Dark purple door frames. Bright green.
Oh my gosh, that's it. Oh my god, that's new. Both and then the curved one too.
This whole page is recolors now. So
I'll take my money. What set is this?
This is all the friends sets. These come in 16 different friend sets. I don't know which set.
It's going to
go
be
back to the article. It tells you what sets they're in. Okay.
I won't be able to order for 6 months though, right?
Expensive summer.
Window panes.
Your money's gone. Where have it all been gone? It's expensive. It's expensive summer. Jeff is gone.
Jeff started. We drove him to drink. He's drinking now. Look out, people.
No, he's drinking.
Lime green, the door frame, 2x2 corners. I didn't realize those weren't available previously in lime green, and the window frame. This is bright. This is the yellowish green leaves.
Yep, pale yellow.
I want a beer.
Yellow. Nougat. What is this? Oh, tan. Wait, what? That does not look tan to me. It looks tan on this screen. It looks tan when I'm sharing it, but it looks kind of like a nougat on my screen here. Anyway, that's just the coloration of the screen. White. Yeah. Wow. I wish I could turn
white corn stalks. What everybody needs.
I wish I could turn my camera's attached to my laptop. I wish I could turn it to see because this actually looks pale pink on my screen. So
the white corn stalks are going to be perfect for your Interstellar movie display where the blight is on the corn.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
there you go.
Horse heads, great for your Godfather movie box. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't take credit for that one. That came from someone else. This is bright light yellow parts as well. These are lavender and medium lavender. Coral? No, is that coral? Sorry. No, this is nougat. Again, my screen is giving me a different color. So I'm going to have to read the names off before I make a guess. Nougat pieces. This is a dark azure, no, medium azure. Oh, brick and medium azure. Interesting. Shades of pink and lavender. Yeah, that one I got right. Oh no, is that blue or is that lavender? Damn, stupid bright light blue. Sorry, that is again lavender on my screen. In dark turquoise, we have the Classic Space helmet, which is also coming out. Oh, look at that! I said Classic Space, and two eyes went boom. This is already coming out in the Classic Space figure, but this is also one of the Friends, the arcade set. We also have the wheelchair frame and This skateboard trolley wheel is light bluish gray. Okay, on my screen, this almost looks like it's sand red, and I was like, wait, what? Okay, hold on. Maybe I can. No, I can't.
Clearly, you need to buy a better laptop.
No, it's the monitor.
Oh.
I've got a monitor attached, and
yeah, blame the monitor.
It's not my monitor that I normally use because I'm not normally here. And then there's
sure. Blame it on your host. I see how this goes.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all Janie's fault.
No, this monitor came from my house. It's my kid's gaming monitor that I grabbed because he's not at my house this week. So I grabbed it.
It's
so
all Janie's fault.
Do not blame Janie.
It's her internet connection. That's why it looks wrong.
I thought it was okay, but okay. Windscreen in trans dark pink. The curved corners in green. The middle trunk in dark orange. And then in bright light orange and yellow, we have those parts. The neon yellow, or vibrant yellow, I guess. Coral and opal trans clear. Wow, unicorn horn in opal trans clear. Actually, that's a new piece, I would say. I've never seen this one before. It's not the unicorn horn. It's
that's not. I agree. That's a new piece.
But it's obviously it's been in a few other parts or it's been probably in a few other sets, and I just have never seen it. Some decorated elements as well for the display, and then some minifigure parts.
Can you go back up?
No.
To the picture.
No.
Is this a bust? Why, yes, it is.
Sorry. It's an elf.
I want this. The spaceships thing is cool.
Yeah. Agreed. And there's also the new shield piece. So this is our 5th castle faction, although not a full faction because it is just a shield. But
I want to join faction Pegasus.
That's okay. You can. You're in. Just buy the part.
You can.
And this is your suit of armor.
I like that too. I'm 100% on board with this.
All right. We have a couple of the little animal plushies in the alien pattern in this guy as well. A couple of horses and cats. Chonky Cat has a mustache because
why not?
Some printed parts. Little robot on it. Mini dolls. And that's good for that. Okay.
Great. I can give all of my friends figurines antennae on top of their hair. It's going to be fantastic.
So I'm standing up and I've got my hands leaning on the wood table and it's starting to hurt my arms. Carpal tunnel type thing going on. Anyways, there's also three Lego Technic sets that they've reviewed parts for. The sets that are coming out this month as well. So just rolling through these quickly. Part-wise, first one is a bunch of Dark Azure Technic parts. There is this newer part, 3 long Technic lift arm, but the middle hole is an axle, which is a new design. This part down here also is a new design, the two long lift arm with an axle coming out of the side. We're getting bright light, the bright green or the yellowish green in
See, I would actually get these parts for my Jetsons dark turquoise. Like they're cool. Like they could be like little flare pieces that I had.
Yeah, and these come in one of the cheaper Technic sets. I mean, not so cheap probably, but these all come in this set, so it might be worthwhile to buy the set for you.
Yeah, I might buy one just to play with the pieces, and then if I want to buy more, go on bricks and pieces.
Yeah, probably a good idea. And like I said, that new lift arm here. There's also some other rare elements. That'll also give you the interesting four angled Technic connector. They also took it to a black light. Not sure why, just because. So maybe they do black lights for everything, and this is the only one that actually had a result. They're happy about these other pieces.
Because I'm happy all along if you feel.
All right, and that's for that set. And then they've done the Technic excavator. There's a new bucket in the Technic excavator, and they've done a comparison of all the other buckets. It's not the biggest one, but it's one of the. I think it's this one here.
Did they make a bucket list?
I don't know. Sorry, my brain is not.
just not getting the puns today.
No, I'm totally getting the puns. It's just I find the volume. I'm turning your volume down a little bit, Dave.
All right.
Because I find that
You're the
when
master.
No, I'm just saying. I find that when you laughed there, it was a lot louder than Matt, so it was just throwing me off because the loudness. Anyway, I'm in a mood. What can I say? Some recolored elements, Technic lift arms in yellow and gray. Rare elements, we can pass by those. Tires, what's that? Oh, that's a 4x4 tile on yellow. Sorry, I wasn't sure what that was. Oh no, 6x6 tile in yellow. Okay, my bad. I forgot 6x6s are a thing. Hoses and gear selectors. There are some linear actuators in this set. And last but not least, the Fast and Furious Skyline. This has a new rim piece. It's actually a hubcap instead of a full rim, which I'm kind of happy that they're going with because we get so many different rims. These take up a lot less space. Although you still have to buy the rim. But they actually they've compared this against a few of the other rims that exist currently. But they actually, I was looking at this review earlier, and they actually said, hey, you can actually use this as a train wheel. Now, normally trains don't have 5 or 6 spoke wheels. They usually have a lot more spokes, but this is your booming your train down the road or down the track with your music booming, your 6 spoke wheels. Oh, look, M-Tron reference for you, Dave. I don't know why, but there's an M-Tron reference. There's also a 4-long lift arm as well now. Which is a newer part. I think it's 4-long or 6-long. Hold on. Yeah, 1x4 link without stoppers. Yeah, okay, it's 4-long. Looks a little longer in the middle part here. And also we have a CV joint as well, a 4-long CV joint part. And then the printed rims on this, because this is a Fast and Furious car, and those parts don't have they can't sticker that part as easily. But yeah, that's it for most of those parts. These are all just recolors. And that brings us back to the beginning. So, yeah, again, sorry for being a little grumpy. I'm tired. But
hey, you don't have to be sorry.
Tired and not 100%. And I'm not used to standing at a table because I don't know where I put my hands. Usually I'm just resting on my desk, right, with my arms, and the desk is like a 1.5 feet below my arms or a foot below my arms. So, yeah.
But, I forgot to say. I forgot to say that I got my pick a brick order last week.
Yeah.
My standard order because my deficit disorder family forgot to tell me, hey, you got a package in the mail.
Yeah. And it was like under other stuff too, right?
Yeah, it was under other stuff. So I found I found out I think on Sunday. I was doing some cleaning and hey, that's my package.
Do you know what day it actually came in on at all? Or
I know, because there's no indication on the envelope. So
yeah. I saw my order arrive today. So yeah, I saw the mailman drop it off in my box. So I'll have to grab it when I get home. But Jeff actually. Yeah,
here in the States, I get a daily email that says what's coming, and
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And so, trust me, like when I'm expecting a package, like I am either waiting for it because I'm home, or as soon as I get home from work, I'm like, hey, where's that hat, or where's the Lego? Like I know because I get the notification like your thing has been delivered.
In Canada Post does offer some kind of a delivery thing to let you know when things are arriving. But I have for my Bricklink store, my account is set up as a business account. And for some reason I cannot use, I have to enter in the name of my business type thing to get notified. I think I can't use my personal name. So I need to call into them, I guess, at one point and say, hey, is there a way to get this set up? Because I can't figure out how to do it. But But yeah. Jeff was also saying that white cornstalk, good for birch trees.
Oh,
yeah,
good
that's a good point.
point.
Yeah. And also, if you were to put like black 1x1 rounds in between that and the candlesticks, you could get the effect. I think a
I don't know
1x1
what the
round is the
birch tree
smallest.
is.
You don't know what a birch tree is? Hold on, I'll pull up a picture.
It's the white bark with little dark vertical lines in
Oh
it.
yeah, okay, I get it now.
They're all over the north. That's one of the things I actually really miss about Michigan is I love the birch trees, and we just don't have it.
I actually have a birch tree right in front of my house.
Yeah, that's birch.
But
What's
I
the French
didn't know
name?
that the French name is bouleau.
Okay.
Is it what? Pulo?
Bouleau, yeah.
Pulo.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. We've learned something. Oh,
I learned something.
I was sharing and I'm like, and then I look over at the screen and realize, I stopped sharing. Here we go. There's birches.
Yeah, I have one in front of my house.
Yeah,
that's the tree in front of my house.
It was just easier to explain it as Matt did.
I've actually thought about trying to plant one at my house just to see, but I think the weather it's not well suited for birch trees. So
yeah, could you? Yeah, I was gonna say, could you even get one in your area? You'd have to like grab one from northern states.
I bet I could order one through a greenhouse.
Well, that's true.
But
it would say, by the way, good luck.
It probably would be very small. Like I'd have to get a very small tree, and by the time it's full grown, I will be dead. But
yeah.
Costco actually had red Japanese maples for $180 a piece, and I was kind of like, "Ooh, that's tempting," because we have these large shrubberies on either side of the front door, which I kind of hate, and I said like I'd like to put some Japanese maple, like more bush size, in there. But
yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, I've got
Jeff's like, can we just wrap this up? Because
I don't know what to say. I don't have tree stories.
It's okay.
You don't have any birch trees?
I have no birch trees. I used to have a birch tree behind my old house, like when I lived on the farm. I mean, like years ago, we had a birch, but not in my neighborhood usually. But yeah, I did see an interesting thing, and I wish I had done this. Is you plant a tree when a child's born, and you can watch the tree grow as your kid grows, type of thing. It's kind of a cool idea.
I have one of those because when my last one was born, Isaac, the city was actually giving everyone who had a newborn a tree, so we planted a tree in the backyard. So
cool.
That tree grows with my youngest.
There you go. Yeah, are you taking pictures of him beside it like every year type thing? Or something?
No, that's what it is. Well, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, it's more. It might be boring at first, but I don't know. How tall is the tree now?
Way taller than me.
Well, there you go. So the first year you put him sitting on top of the tree, like so it's almost dead, and then as the tree grows all older, you get him to climb the tree and.
Yeah,
to the very top.
Falls from the tree, breaks his arm.
Yeah, well, didn't say it was a good idea. Anyways, I think we're going to wrap it up. We've hit an hour and a half here, and
and Jeff is tired.
I'm tired and grumpy. So thank you everybody for coming in. We'll be back again next week with another stream. Matt will have a different hat probably, and
Jeff will be less tired.
Yeah, there's still a sticker on the brim, by the way. But I know those ones you don't pull off, right?
That's the NHL authenticity sticker. I usually leave that on.
Do people pull those off?
Some people do.
I do. Okay. I do.
All right, I'm just curious.
Because I'm wearing my hats. I don't collect my hats.
I mean, there's people who don't take any of the stickers off, but I think the size sticker should come off.
The only thing I would think of is that one can you don't usually have light coming up towards the brim, but that could reflect light into your eye or something, or cause issues maybe.
The other thing that's weird to me is that there are people who get really obsessed with green undervisors or gray or different colors, and I don't care. Like to me, it's all it's what's on top that matters. I don't care if it's
what's on the outside. Oh, so it's what's on the outside that counts, not what's on the inside.
That's right. I'm a total surface person. I'm just judge my friends on their exteriors. Correct. No, I judge my hats Hats are fashion items, whereas friends are more than fashion items. So.
I hope so. I hope you're not choosing friends because they're fashionable.
You seem to have a bad taste.
I've seen your group of Lego friends, and I don't know that any of us are fashionable. Anyway, yes. All right, we'll call it for a night. So thank you everybody for coming out, and we'll see you next